Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 18 of the Cruiser Clash Tournament. In this episode, we've got Team Blacksheep by Blacksheep facing off against Task Force Danalite by Breakthrough. It's been a little while since we've seen Team Blacksheep in action. I apologize for that. Things are getting a little bit more hectic with the scheduling things and trying to keep everybody even now that many of the battles have been finished. We're not over halfway done yet, but at least I don't think so. Anyways, I'll do the math on that later. It is getting a little bit more hectic with trying to schedule things and making sure everybody stays in their zones and don't face the same opponent a second time. So I apologize for, it's been like 5 episodes since Team Blacksheep was in a video, and I apologize for that. But it's going to be in this one, and we will see how it fares against Task Force Danalite. We'll get this underway. As always, as I mentioned before, I do overview videos for every single craft in this tournament, and the playlist for that is linked in the description. We've got the initial missile barrages from both sides being seemingly pretty stopped by the anti-missile defenses from both sides. That's kind of funny. The anti-missile turrets are shooting down the bombs as they fall. Let's see, what is Task Force Danalite targeting here? Looks like they might be turning to engage the mini sub, or maybe the PT boat. As we've seen, that mini sub is quite fragile. It does not take much to actually destroy it, and it is a major portion of Team Blacksheep's hit points. So far, it seems to be doing okay. The shells have not come close enough. Let's get an initial damage report. Everybody 100%. Nothing has happened so far. The PT boat's out there just doing its thing, just pewing away with its little 60mm flat cannon. I think it was 60 millimeters. I don't remember for certain. Task Force Danalite going for some shots on the kite there. Oh, landing shots against the kite there. Oh, big hits. I'm getting some FPS lag there. That doesn't usually happen. Oh, the kite seems to be going down. I'm surprised that a thruster craft like this was actually hit by crams. And those crams seem to have EMP. Wow, I'm getting really bad FPS losses here. I apologize for that. Getting really jittery. Oh, the kite getting knocked down like that is not good for Team Blacksheep. It has taken a lot of damage, and it's only going to take more if it sits in the water like that. Yes, big explosion, knocking out those missile bays, doing a ton of block damage. Putting the kite down to 56%. If it takes another hit like that, it's going to despawn. And here come missiles to put the nail in the coffin. And it seems like the mini-sub has also taken a hit at some point. It is despawning. The kite just became 2 damage as AI did, and despawning. All that's left of Team Blacksheep is the PT boat. And as amusing as I find that ship to be, and it's kind of cute, it does not have any chance whatsoever against the cruisers of Task Force Danalite. Those cram shells it's just a matter of time. And there it is, kaboom! There goes the PT boat. Completely destroyed. And then insult to injury, a bunch of missiles come in. Man. That was one heck of a fight. I thought it was pretty amusing that Task Force Danalite's anti-missile cannons actually shot down the bombs. But yeah, that cram shot on the kite was a very decisive blow. I'm surprised that a cram shell managed to hit a thruster craft. That is not something you see happen very often. So, congratulations there to Breakthrough and Task Force Danalite for winning the first round. We'll go ahead and get this reset and get round 2 underway. Whoops, wrong button. So we will spawn in Task Force Danalite first because it is a broadside spawn. Then we will come out here and spawn in Team Blacksheep. because they are a facing spawn. And then we will restart the clock and get round 2 underway and see if Team Blacksheep can pull out the win this time, or if the kite is going to get blown out of the sky by crams once more. The missile barrages from both sides seem to be once more pretty effectively stopped. The kite's bomb drop, not even on target, but is getting shot at by the anti-missile cannons anyway. Those cram shells are close enough that they might detonate and do some damage. Oh, nope, they did not pull it off. They did not pull it off. The kite making its turn. I'm going to keep an eye on it, because it may have also been a missile hit that did EMP damage from behind and not the cram, because I don't think those crams have EMP damage, but there was EMP damage done before the kite went down. Now that's kind of funny too. The anti-missile cannons are trying to shoot down the anti-missile missiles. Don't drop the oh no, you didn't want to drop the bombs there, Kite. That was not a good place for you to drop the bombs. Let's see. Oh, the mini sub was apparently taken out at some point, along with the PT boat. Only the kite remains in the fight. Those ships just die so fast. It's hard to keep track. I think I mean, obviously the PT boat's tiny. Any sort of significant damage will basically kill it. But the mini sub, it is a bit bigger, but at the same time, despite it accounting for 30% of Team Blacksheep's hit points, it's very fragile. It does not take hits well. But can the kite manage to take down Task Force Danalite on its own this time? It needs to get those bomb drops on target, because that is its main form of offense. And it is, but doing that is getting it dangerously close to the Task Force Danalite. And the closer you are, the easier it is for those crams to land their shots. And if that happens again, I don't think the kite will live through it. But see, as it is, it's just as I was about to say that it wasn't going to happen, the kite takes a hit, but it didn't seem to actually do very much. Wow, I'm surprised. It took that hit like a champ this time. It really needs to break away and put some distance between itself and Task Force Danalite so it can do an attack run with those bombs. Those bombs are quite powerful, but with them dropping them this far away and the anti-missile cannons blowing them away, they're just they're not able to do any damage with how they're being dropped. It's quite unfortunate. But the kite has healed itself back up from that cram hit it took. See, if it were to switch targets right now and go straight for this cruise, like this would be a great time to, yes, drop the bombs right there. Those are going to hit. Those are going to do some damage. There you go. That's what you need to do, Kite. The Danalite is down to 93% now because of that strike. And I tried to do the same thing over here, but was once more not quite on target. And those anti-missile cannons on board the Task Force Danalite are actually really effective. Oh, the Danalite here seems to be stopped for some reason. Did it lose its propulsion, or it may have lost an engine, or I'm not sure what happened. Maybe its fuel got knocked out? No, it has plenty of fuel, but maybe its AI card was taken down, so it's no longer receiving movement orders. But being stationary like that will make it an easy target for the kite's bombing runs. And of course, as soon as I say that, it unleashes one such bombing run. And while those ones that are being detonated in the air will do nothing because the frags will bounce off the shields, the ones that do come in and hit, they are doing damage. I wonder if the AI card got sniped out by the kite's. Oh, I lost. There we go. By the kite's heat guns there. So if I remember right, that dual cannon, that dual barrel cannon right there, is fires heat rounds, and it may have knocked out the AI and has now made the that cruiser there a sitting duck. And it looked like that cram shell just went straight through and did nothing really. Oh, and now the anti-missile guns on this cruiser seem to have also failed, and those bombing runs are getting much more effective. The Kite still seeming to be quite resilient. It's not taking any damage. It's able to distract and outrun the missile attacks, and the cram attacks are just not effective against this type of craft usually. As we saw in the last battle, sometimes they can manage to pull things off, but it's unlikely to happen. This bombing run looks like it may have overshot its target just a little bit. I think they might be too far away for the magnets to home in anymore. Yeah, they're just kind of being little metallic dolphins in the water. How much time do we have? We have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Oh, those missiles got close. That was close. That bombing run is much more on target. The magnets lock on, home in, all sorts of damage. Having a bit of FPS drop again. And to 74%. Like almost entirely from the bomb drops. The Kite's bomb drops are its biggest weapon. Its most damaging a weapon. Which is interesting because I have never seen a craft actually pull that off to an effective level. Well, I've never been able to do it. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen other people do it. I've never been able to do it. Those bombs look like they're going to latch onto their target, but they're going to come in at a rather shallow angle and being frags. Oh, nope, never mind. They made the turn quite well. Danalite down to 63%, putting the Kite clearly in the lead. If this goes the distance, if regulation runs out, the Kite will be declared, or Team Blacksheep will be declared. Oh no, they won't. Never mind, because there's like 36% missing from the mini sub and the patrol boat being destroyed. So I'll actually need to do math there once the battle is over, assuming that is an issue. It's like, oh no, we'll have to use math. Right. Got the little metallic dolphins going again. Looks like the magnets are trying to slow it and slow them and turn them around, but their momentum is carrying them out of range. Oof, that was a really close cram shot there. Those bombs looked like they were dropped much better. Their momentum is going to carry them into range for their magnets to be able to work. At least I thought they would. They seem to be just they don't wanna. They don't wanna. The Danalite here is at 63%. Task Force Danalite could very much pull out the win here if it manages to keep both of its craft alive until regulation, just because of the loss of the mini sub and the PT boat. Oh, that cram shell from the Kite just barely missing. That looks like it'll be a much better bomb drop by the Kite there. Oh yeah, all those frags hitting in, doing a lot of damage, tearing apart the this one is the Danalite. It's so hard to keep track of which one is which. It's like, for one, they have similar names, and two, they look identical. We have 43 seconds left on regulation. If the Kite can manage to make this Danalite despawn, it can get the win. But if it doesn't, it may lose. I'm not sure. We'll have to do the math once the timer goes off. But if it can get this bomb drop on target, oh, I don't think that's going to hit. The momentum's going to carry them past. Oh, nope, some of them have locked on. The Danalite is now too damaged. But is it going to despawn before the timer runs out? I've got my finger on the pause button. As soon as we hear that beep, I'm hitting it, and whatever percent... Done. The battle is over. Oh, it's still despawning, even though I paused the game. Well... Oh, the kite apparently took a big hit right at the end, too. Oh! Oh, what an upset. It was looking there for a moment like the Team Blacksheep was going to pull out the win. But at Task Force Danalite is at 50% hit points. The kite is at 69%. So let's do some math here. The kite. So the PT boat accounts for 6%. We'll subtract that. Then the mini sub accounts for 30%. I subtract that because they are both dead. So the kite accounts for 64%. The kite is currently at 69%. So we will multiply 64 times 0.69 to give us the final value of 44.16%. Task Force Danalite is 50%. That's a draw. That is a draw. That there's only a 6% difference between the two. Wow. If the kite had just, right at the end, it managed to take a hit that popped its turret and lost all of those hit points. If it had stayed at 100%, it would have gotten a win. Oh, man. Right at the buzzer. Well, this was an interesting battle. I would love to include what blocks are left here from the Danalite, but its AI is gone, and therefore I can't see what is here. And it doesn't look, and I can't, if I unpause it, it'll just all despawn away anyway, as soon as I unpause it. And while it's paused, I cannot bring up its information. So, I doubt it'll matter anyway, with a 6% difference. That would have to be 4%, that would have to be a minimum of 8% of the craft left. It might actually be that. I'm going to try here and see if I can get a block count. Nope, I was unable to. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to go with what I can read, and that means that this is a draw. Wow, was not expecting that result. So, but that was an interesting battle. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the battlefield.